Audio Jungle.
Hey people, welcome to another edition of the Melody Makers Podcast. It's your guy, Timmy the Journeyman, and I'm here with not your regular host, Apostle J.
Yeah. We are back again. Hey people, good to see you. Apostle J here with Journeyman. We are back for the third edition of the Melody Makers Podcast. How was the last episode?
In fact, it was amazing. Feedback. In fact, the comment section was just explosive. We got a lot of feedback.
And, a lot of fire.
In fact, it was smoking
a lot of
hot.
Fire, a lot of
smoking
wisdom.
hot, a lot of wisdom. Apostle J, I must say, the last edition was awesome. It was awesome.
Yes, I felt that.
And I'm sure that this edition is going to be progressive.
Yes.
Do you get that?
Yes.
The last edition, we spoke on conservative and progressive dimension of God in the part of music. Now we are progressing on the same thought, and it's going to be explosive. Apostle J, first off, this tease.
I dey follow now. I dey follow
Apostle. Follow no road. Apostle J. Awesome. So, from the last time that we had this edition, and now a lot of groovy sound has been coming out.
Yes.
We've been breaking jugulars, Apostle. We've been breaking jugulars.
Yes.
And you know, I've been thinking, and I'm sure a lot of people have been thinking as well, what's actually happening? Because a lot of groovy songs are coming out.
Okay.
And it's not stopping. From the last time we spoke on, you know, the conservative and the progressive side of God, how that God is progressing. And before Jack Robinson, jugular came out. And everybody's breaking jugular.
Awesome.
And you know, a lot of people are wondering, especially the conservative people, and are wondering what is actually going on.
Okay.
Is it that, you know, the Holy Sanctimonious side of the church is you know, being eroded by this groovy and juggle and the vibe, the energy and all that? Or is it just the Gen Z thing? So a lot of people they do not have light to this, and I want you to shed light on this, Apostle J.
Okay. This is one of the things we do when we come around for the Melody Makers podcast. To just give interpretation to what is going on, to give clarity and direction. I believe strongly that a new thing is happening, a new thing is bubbling forth, is gaining ground. There is a new order of things that is set in motion already, as touching sound coming from the church, coming from the kingdom people. So if I'm going to define that rightly, I will say it's just a new generation having the confidence and the boldness to release their own sound. If I'm going to define what is happening, is a new generation rising, and they have the confidence to say, this is our own sound. Remember, I used an example in the previous edition. There's this old song in the hymnals saying Kosunwa Latima Koriti Igbani. So I think the new generation are just saying we have our own sound and we are confident enough to begin to release it out. So I think that's what is happening. The energy, the vibe, the new melodies, and it's amazing to see that. So that's what is happening. And as touching the controversy around it, I would say it has always been like that. It's not a new thing. There's nothing new under the sun. It has always been like that. Each generation has their own unique sound that they resonate with deeply. So anytime a new generation is on the horizon, because the truth is, a generation is going gradually. They are fading away. People who are 40 years ago, 40 years after, they are 80. So they are fading. They are the departing lounge of life. So a new generation is rising, and that calls for a new sound. So it has always been the in thing. It's not a new thing, as it were.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Apostle. And one thing I can say about this new sound is that, you know, it's actually very groovy. Honestly,
and you are saying that because you are in that generation.
It's groovy. And a lot of people
you are saying that because it's your generation.
It's groovy and we are dancing, and it's easy to misconstrue what is really happening, because a lot of people are thinking that the fact that it's groovy, maybe it's Gen Z.
We've never had it like this in the church. What we are experiencing now is not just a generational sound, as it were. It's not that alone. It's also a convergence of multiple streams are converging when it comes to this sphere of sound. Another thing that is contributing to what we have today is the era is shifting.
Awesome.
Even in the economic sphere, they believe we are moving away from the fourth industrial revolution. We are moving away from it. We are moving to the era of AI.
Yeah.
So the season, the era is shifting. So, and the light of the new era is dawning, and it's changing the landscape of every sector. So and one of the things that we should pay attention to is this. Every time there is a new thing, a new season, or a new era, you will feel it first in the sound. If Israel will break camp, Judah must go first. You will feel it in the energy of the sound. So something new is here. A new era is opening up. So I want to say there are a lot of things going on that if you pay attention well enough to the sound, we will see the indicators of greater things that is already happening.
Awesome. Thank you very much, sir. And one of the things that you just said about the sound, I was about asking that the groove.
Yeah.
How does it connect to the kingdom sound? How is it a kingdom sound? Because
I know where that question is coming from.
Most of our parents, most of the millennials, most of the oldies, they think that we do not seem know what we are doing. Breaking jugulars. What is jugular? What is a jugular? And not just that. Now bringing rap into the kingdom sound, and it's like, what's happening? These guys are really vibing. What's really going on? And they feel left out because they don't connect to those sounds. And they are wondering, is this of God? Because, a few years ago, a few years down the line, the songs that have been in the church has been the very, holy, sanctimonious, solemn assembly.
Well, that does not mean the vibey songs are not holy.
My point, but a lot of people do not understand this. Can you shed more light on this, Apostle J?
Okay, great. I love this question because I've been thinking about this, looking at the response I see online from conservative preachers, particularly the old peoples, conservative believers. God is progressive. And I think I dealt with that the last episode. There are things God wants to progress, and there are things God is progressing. And part of the things God is progressing is our sound. So, but there are things that God is not progressive on. He's conserving them. The word of God is not progressing his word. The word of God is settled. The standard of God, the values of God is not progressive on those things. They are established from generations to generations. That a song is vibey does not make it lose its savor of holiness.
Yes, sir.
That the song is slow and moody does not mean it captures the weight of holiness, as it were. So holiness transcends that. But if I'm going to respond quickly to your question, I would say a new generation is having the liberty to express the word of God, the sound of God through various genres. Now, don't think there is a genre that is more holy than the other. Don't say warrior or blues is more holy because of the tempo than Afrobeat. It's just a level of maturity and understanding that we have attained in the body of Christ. And it's the desire of God to feel all in all. So there's no crime in expressing God's word, in expressing gospel sound in various genres. I know Afrobeat is popular, and Afrobeat has come to its age. Afrobeat has come to its time. Afrobeat has come to its season. For kingdom people to be giving expression to kingdom sound, gospel songs through Afrobeat is not a crime. We need to correct that. That's one. Number two, the old people and the conservative people should also understand the basics. As long as they are not compromising, I know that's the fear. As long as they are not compromising the standard and the values of God with the use of the vibey songs, we should be okay. We should be cool with that. And we should embrace that. And again, let me also say this. if we look back at history, this has always been happening. It's not really new.
Awesome.
If we look at in the 50s, there's a genre of sound that the generation then resonate deeply with.
Yeah, true.
There was a time high life was the in thing in clubs. The church did not embrace high life at a time, that genre.
Yeah.
It got to a time people began to embrace high life, using the genre to express gospel sound. So this one too shall pass. Some people criticize it then that is worldly. So using a popular genre to express gospel sound, to express gospel song is not a crime, as long as the basics, the foundational things are not compromised. So there shouldn't be fear along that line. However, I understand some of the valid challenges or reasoning behind the conservatives' cry against what they see the youth doing currently. I understand their valid points, and which is what will lead me to my next conversation. They have the fear that people will compromise, particularly the younger generation will compromise the sanctity and the reverence of the worship in the temple. And that is a valid point. I consider that very, very valid.
True.
No, the last time I spoke about temple sounds, that the kingdom sounds transcend temple music.
Yeah.
What I call temple music is songs in the church, songs in the sanctuary. So the kingdom sound is holistic. It transcends worship. It transcends songs that we use in church. You get that?
Yes, sir.
So there are other expression of kingdom sounds that they are not necessarily temple music. I call them city sounds. Maybe songs around family, songs around love. I mean, not agape love now, love between a man and a woman. For example, Pastor Tosin Martins gave us Olomi Onitemi 20 years ago. That song is 2 decades old.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that during their wedding. That's also
True.
part of the expression of kingdom sound. It's not really a church sound, but it's part of kingdom sound. So I believe strongly that as we have the rising of city sounds, as we have the rising of gospel sounds that are vibey with so much energy and youthful, we also need to bring order into that, particularly with the new generation. We have not had it this busy, this vibey, this energetic in decades, but we are having it now. We need order. And where we need order is this: the basic song or sound that we must first learn to offer well is worship. And this is where the new generation need to learn. Everybody must know that vertical music is the primary sound in the kingdom. What I call vertical music is the worship of God. And this is where the fear of the conservatives are coming from. I consider this a valid one that we need to pay attention to. For example, I went to a university to minister recently, and I was taking a walk in the night, and I listened to a fellowship having a worship time. And it's almost like the person singing is giving a chorus repertoire he gathered from listening to music on YouTube. So you will see this common among the younger generation.
Yeah.
They easily bring in the popular song into worship time. And this is where we need to put order. This is where we really need to put order. The fear of the conservative is that the younger people might lose decorum and reverence.
Yes,
and
sir.
that is very, very valid. So that's why we must also not allow the vibe of our city sounds, the energy, the energetic music to corrupt or reduce our attention towards the priesthood of worship. We must prevent the corruption of the priesthood of worship. So we need to get that right. And I think I need to still make this very clear. Great man Takit and Lawrence Oyo sang Jogula Jogula. Beautiful song.
Yes, sir.
US Gates Baba sang We Are Outside. Ima Prince sang My Father is Bigger Than Odogu.
Yeah.
Powerful songs. I don't see anything wrong with those sounds. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
They are edifying. They are, let me say, I consider them horizontal musics. Songs that we can use to bring encouragement to one another,
yes, sir.
Remind ourselves of the word of God. I don't see anything wrong with that. But the younger generation might not know the difference between these things. So that's why we must keep the sanctity of the priesthood of worship in the temple. We must. So it's not a must that worship must turn into vibes. This is where we need to pay attention. Most of the songs coming out right now from Kingdom guys who are releasing music, they are vibey. That does not mean we must make our worship vibey. Worship does not need to be vibey.
Yeah.
Because vibe can distract your focus from the Lord to self. Are you getting me? True. We must prevent that. And there are many churches too. Many leaders also need to be careful. I said that in the last episode and it's already happening. The fact that people are gaining popularity, someone like Gaze Papa and other guys who are releasing city sound, who they are gaining popularity, and churches are inviting them for conferences. They are not worshippers. I said that I see it coming, that they will start bringing them in for services. There are some churches that use that for influencer marketing. That's the real word. Bringing is an attempt to invite people for meeting. These guys are not worshippers. For example, the Dunsi Oyekons, the Nathaniel Bassis, the order of music that they render, they are worship music.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So we must not allow the vibe of the city sound, the energy music that is being released, we must not allow it to corrupt and influence the worship in the temple. I'll give you one more example before I stop on this. Now, when you are worshiping God, your attention is needed. And you need a sense of reverence. You need a sense of reverence. You need a sense of honor in His presence. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So I think that is one area the church leaders and the saints need to pay attention to. We just need that order. If you can get that right, I don't think there's anything wrong with the energy music. And I will say this. All the people who are releasing the Afrobeat sound, Kingdom Afrobeat sound, they should also learn to worship. They should also learn worship. I see some of them are having their concert, and it's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong about having a gospel concert. But one of the things that will make it very beautiful is also bringing a worshiper. And I think one of them did a very good work with that. I think Pastor Koju did a concert, spirit reading.
Yes.
Brought
Great
Mantakit, Sound of Salem. If you look at it, they also end with worship.
Yeah.
It's that you end or start with worship. That is very, very key. As long as we keep the sanctity of the priesthood of worship, we show reverence, we have decorum, we give honor to the Lord in His presence. And those who are not called into the priesthood of worship, we don't bring them to come and lead worship.
Yes, sir.
See, it's out of order to bring someone like Gaze Baba to come and lead worship. That's not his strength. And I love the song he sang, We Are Outside. Are you getting me? They are for the outside of the temple. Are you getting So if you look at the Old Testament, you will see a lot of priests with various assignments. There are priests that they watch the pan. There are priests that make the oil. There are priests that wash the clothes of the high priest and the. Are you getting me?
Yes,
there are priests. There are priests that pack the ashes. There are priests that clean the temple. Are you getting me? There are priests who are gatekeepers. They just watch the gate. But there are some. They are the one that carries the ark of God on their shoulder. Are you getting me?
Yes,
they go into the holy place. The high priest also go to the most holy place. See, those ones, they carry the very presence of God.
Sir.
So are you getting me?
Yeah.
So everybody has their unique place, but we must know the importance and the weight of the priesthood of worship, and we must not allow the vibey song to corrupt that sector. I think if you put that balance in place, there's no harm in what the new generation is doing.
Thank you very, 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 very much. This is deep. I must say, really, really deep. I've also said something that you broke one jugular. You broke one jugular. But don't worry, when you go back again, you would get that part where it said something about marketing. But let's leave that for that. And you just give clarity on the assignment. And I wanted to still go deep down on the assignment of these sounds. You said something about sounds for different generations. And, I believe that, there are assignments that these, songs have. In the 50s, there were songs that we're listening to that I'm not sure I would connect so much. It took me a while to listen to Ebenezer Obey to really like his song. And I did get to like his song because most Gen Z would know this, that when you're with your dad, in his car, they like Ebenezer Obey, King Sunny Ade. You don't have a choice but to listen.
Okay, but what? Okay. What about gospel artists?
Gospel artists
of that era,
of those era. They are not. I think one of the person that my daddy listens to is Don Moen, yes.
Okay.
And that's like the foreign Tokwe Alabi, yes, and a few others like that. Even though we still like Tokwe Alabi,
Tokwe Alabi is not of that era.
She's not for that era. She's transitioning, into the different generation sounds and all that. And but one of the person that I knew that I would not naturally have connected with is Dr. Ebenezer Obey's song. And there are some of the songs that when we listen to them, we by subconsciously we just vibe to it. We just vibe to it. I do wonder, do you know this song? On a normal day, I cannot take my phone and check my playlist. Is the I'm listening to. But then just by the reason of their generations, they love this kind of songs, and and these songs as assignments, they have words, they have messages. And my question is that, what is the place of assignment when it comes to sound?
Okay. That's a very good question, but it's lumped up with another question. But let me try and unpack it one after the other. You asked me about generational sound. Like I said, each generation has their unique sound.
Yes, sir.
In fact, everything that God created has a sound. Has a sound. And everything created responds to a sound. Respond to a sound, whether in heaven or on the earth. That is the order of creation. In fact, everything created was created by sound. God had to make a sound for creation to appear. Are you getting me?
Yes,
everything created. So everything has a sound, makes a sound, and everything has a unique sound that they respond to. The same way for each generation and each tribe and tongue. Each tribe has their unique sound. If you see a Fulani person, they have a sound that they produce. If you see an Igbo man, they have a sound, are you getting me, that they produce, that is native to who they are. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So each tribe has their unique sound. Each generation has their unique sound, and they have a sound that they respond to.
Yeah.
So the reason why some of the artists, the gospel artists we have today, they are weaving their sound into more energetic genre, Afrobeat and the likes, Afropop, is because the new generation respond to that sound. Let me use the example that you used as well. In the 50s, let me say in the 60s, 70s, the popular genre then was highlife, and reggae also was emerging. Reggae had its peak in the 80s, from early 70s to 80s. Now, if you look at those who are 60s, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, growing up in their generation, they love reggae music, they love highlife music. That was the sound that resonated deeply to their generation. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So, but this new generation, Afrobeat resonate deeply with them. So it's so normal. It's just what they resonate with. Let me say this before I move into your next question. I want to go back to the first question you asked me and link it with this question. And this is for the people who have issues with the things that is evolving with the kingdom sound, the Afro gospel. I want to say this because of them. A generation has appeared and they have found their sound.
Yeah.
So those who are wise should weave out their message into their script. Now, the challenge the conservatives have with the Afro gospel thing is that I even know a popular pastor in Nigeria that always criticizes the Afro gospel thing. He said doesn't believe in it. And I understand where he's speaking from. And I also understand the fact that there's a level of ignorance that is in place in his mind about the assignment of sound. And that is why he's saying some of those things. I'm not abusing the man of God, no, but I'm just stating the fact. Because if you look at history, this thing has always been the pattern. It's nothing new at all. He said something that I want to mention. He said, a song, making reference to I Have Decided. He said, a song that makes a generation to cry. They turned it into vibes. Now, I get where he's speaking from, but he is not aware that songs can be put into different assignments. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
2 different generations sang the same song, or let me say 2 different artists sang the same song, but they put it at 2 different assignments. They weave it into 2 different assignments. The one that Gaze Baba sang cannot make people cry. Yet, he's still doing the work of God. It has made our confession, the good confession of our faith, to be popular globally. It has accomplished something. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
It had made the name of Jesus popular globally.
Yeah.
There is a renaissance of evangelism and the confession of our faith globally through that sound. So that song was put into a different assignment. So let me quickly respond to your question. There are different assignments to the ministry of music. So you can use your music for different assignment. So, but what people are accustomed to, particularly conservative preachers, what they call gospel music is basically evangelistic sounds. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
It's basically worship songs. Once it transcends that assignment, they consider you going off. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
There are other, even from scripture, from the Bible. Look at the book of Revelation. In heaven, songs is put to different assignments. Song is used for different assignments beyond the assignment of worship. In fact, the last assignment the Lord gave Moses in the book of Deuteronomy was to go and sing a song. God said to him that you will not enter the promised land. But see these people, when you die, they will depart from me. They will leave me. They will abandon me. They will embrace idolatry. The Lord said, now go and write a song and teach them the song and put the lyrics in their mouth, that the song might be a witness in their mouth. Moses did not write that song with the assignment of evangelism. He used that song for the assignment of memorial. Because that was the intention the Lord communicated with him. That go and write a song and teach them the song. They will not forget it from generation to generation. So in the same way, you will see that in the book of Revelation. They use songs for memorial, like a storage system. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So that's one assignment that we can use songs for. And for that, even vibe has its place in that, because the root of the tongue is in the heart. You created a song that is vibey, but the message is very, very punchy. They won't forget it. Are you getting me? So we need to also be clear that the assignment of our songs, our kingdom sounds, transcend worship and evangelical purposes. We can use songs to create memorial. For example, this is one of the things that the choir of every church should be doing. The message of the pastor for each service, by the time we are coming next Sunday, you should have turned it into music, so that what the pastor has preached, you have converted into songs for the people. They are singing it. They can forget the message of the man of God, but they won't forget your melody.
True.
So
True.
Memoria is also one of the assignments that we can use a song for. To store a message, to transfer a message from one generation to the other. Because in the real sense, songs don't die. You need to remember that songs don't die. The second assignment that we can also use songs for is for confrontation. And I want you to hear this. We are coming into a time where songs from gospel artists, kingdom guys, they will begin to do songs, release songs that are for the assignment of confronting the ills in the society, to confront unrighteousness amongst us in the church. One of the persons that did that well many years ago was Sonny Okosun. Even the time he was doing it, he was not born again then. You know, in the 80s, 90s, it was so popular to sing songs for the freedom of South Africa from apartheid. It was so popular. It was the in thing. And after many African countries become democratic in their government, that thing died down. So that's another assignment. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
We have confession songs that is just for the purpose of declaring our faith, declaring our prophecy, declaring what we believe in. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So if we understand that songs has different assignment, then we'll not be too quick to criticize people who we think they are going beyond the assignment of worship. They are going beyond the assignment of evangelism. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So some of these guys, if we understudy what they are doing, you will know that they have an assignment that they put their song into. And we should appreciate the assignment and encourage them.
Awesome. That is actually profound. Really, really profound. I'm sure you must have gotten insight, very, very deep insight into sound now. And, you have an idea of how to respond. Now, Apostle J, you mentioned something on generations and sound.
Yeah.
And between generations, I believe that there's a transitioning from a sound to the sound to a new generation. And I mean, we are into it currently, and a lot of people are not responding rightly because they are wondering what's actually going on. But that's normal. How do we respond? And how can you speak to the transition of sound between generations?
Okay. I will use an illustration of what happened in Nigeria some decades ago. In the 80s, in Southwest, I don't know what happened in northern part of Nigeria. In the 80s, if you look at the church and if you look at the secular space, the sound that generation respond to, all the sounds, all the genre they respond to are very, very slow. For example, in Southwest, Ayinla Omora was very, very popular.
Yeah.
Singing Akbala, and everybody loved that sound. Very, very slow. Very, very slow. Sonny Ade was singing then. Juju was also slow. In fact, few words, plenty guitar. Ta 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 ta. Few words, plenty guitar.
Yeah.
And that one too was slow. And many other genre that are already fading. Are you getting me? That I can't mention now. They're already fading. They were very, very slow. So if I'm going to answer your question, I will say there is something called the Ministry of Sound Shifters. It's not that there are people who are called into the office, but a time will come where people will feel the need to shift the sound. That might not even be the burden or the concern of their heart. It might just be that they notice that they didn't have a space. That they didn't have a space. It's almost like this person has taken over. I will give you an example. In the 80s, 90s, I will use Southwest as my case study. If you pick King Sonny Ade and Ebenezer Obey, they play guitar and everybody loves them. So there's no space for a young artist who also want to be heard. So, and that was what happened to Shina Peters. He tried, he had a band with maybe Adekunle, I can't remember the full name. He had a band, they did about 2 albums together for 2 years, thereabout. And somehow the thing didn't blow the way he wanted. Then he moved back and didn't do music for some years. Then he came out with powerful sound.
Yeah.
And he called it Afro Juju.
Yeah.
So that's an example. So he actually increased the tempo. He increased the tempo of Juju music to make it more funky and more youthful. then that became the game changer. And he dropped playing guitar. Because the musicians of that time, they are known by their guitar.
Yeah.
They put their guitar. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
So he dropped the guitar, he increased the tempo, and he brought in more musical instruments that can make the songs of that era more vibey.
Yeah.
And he also altered the language a little bit. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
He used broken so that it can go beyond the southwest to the north to the east. Are you getting me? To the northern part and the eastern part of Nigeria. And that album was a major success.
Yeah.
I think Ace was a major success. So what Shina Peter did at that time is what I call the Ministry of Sound Shifters. At first, they might not know that a generation is here and they are hungry for the new thing. See, at first, in a season, you might be looking for something new and you don't know what that thing is. But when you see, say, this is what I've been looking for. But what he was looking for is that he noticed that there's no space for me. It's like King Sunny Ade and Ebenezer Obey, they have taken the whole space.
Yeah.
And you get him. And he wanted to create something new. But he eventually shifted the sound that a generation has been longing for.
Yeah.
So that's an example.
Awesome.
Another example is Two-Face. If you look at in the two let's say 1990s down to 2000, there is appreciation for rap music.
Yeah.
So the younger generation embrace Western music. That's where people love to dress like Tupac. People love. Are you getting me? People love to dress like 50 Cent. Want to rap like them. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So in that era, the Western music influenced the younger generation in Africa. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But it got to a point, the hip hop guys in the secular space began to also develop their sound, work more on their sound. You know, the African Queen single that Two-Face released was a marker. That song just defined a moment that we have the boldness to sing our own songs, to love our own songs. Are you getting me?
Yes,
that
sir.
was the tipping point. So what he did there too was also another illustration of the Ministry of Sound Shifters. So it is the sound shifters that come in once in a while and shift the sound. They give a new generation that this is your sound. They redefine. Another person that did that was Barrister. You know, Fuji was slow before, Fuji is an offshoot of Were, a slow music. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So very, very slow, like the way Islamic clerics sings when they're having ceremonies, were very, very slow.
Yeah.
And really, really cultural. Are you getting me? But he had to bring in keyboard. He had to bring in a lot of sound. Are you getting me? He had to bring guitar to just create a new sound. The creation of that new sound resonates deeply with a generation. So when they come, they create a sound for a new generation. What actually causes the transitioning is people stepping into the assignment of sound shifting.
Awesome.
Unknown to them, it's until they are done and the new generation embrace their sound that will now record that these people eventually shifted the sound, and they produce a sound that the new generation deeply resonates with. So
awesome.
I think that answers your question. But I didn't have the time to also say this. There are guys in the church who also perform the assignment of sound shifting. Are you getting me? So, for example, now, in the next 10 years, what Great Man Takit, Lawrence Oyo, Gates Baba are doing, will see the full manifestation of what they are doing, because our sound is evolving, is changing.
Yes.
SMJ is also contributing. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
What they are doing is also shifting the sound. Even in the church. So yeah, it's
awesome.
Just that thing that transit the sound from one generation to another.
Awesome. Yeah. You nailed it actually.
Okay.
And you know, there's something that I said that I'm sure if you understood the response, he said something about there's a sound a generation are longing to hear.
Yes.
And you know, there are people that picked it.
Yes, you must just find it. Find it.
Awesome.
Be able to find it and release it out.
Yeah.
So many of them, they start with just the quest for experimental music. And eventually they get something fully formed that the new generation responds deeply to.
Awesome.
So I would counsel people who are conservatives to see the genre that a generation accepts as a script. and a language that generation resonates with. It is unwise for you to communicate to a generation in a language that they don't resonate with. See, the mission is constant. We are not deviating from the mission, but the method can be progressive. The method can be adjusting. In the book of Daniel, in the days of kings, the Bible said they were to send message to every kingdoms of the earth. The Bible said they sent the message in the script of every nation and in the language of every nation. So our message is still the same, but we must know the script and the language that a generation resonates with and weave out our message on it. And that's what we do with our sound. That's what I do with my sound when I sing. I understand there's a new generation here, and I must not sing in such a way that they will not hear or have appreciation for what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly where we are going and about that sound. Apostle J, after our previous episode, we released a sound. And carry me, yeah. I'm sure you must have been carried. And the experience was actually awesome. But I'd like for Apostle J to touch a bit of the process. First off, how did you receive the song? And why carry me, yeah?
I will tell you inspiration. Okay, so I didn't intend to write the song as it were. So the Lord gave us a word after our 40 days, our yearly 40 days prayer and fasting for the new year. So the Lord gave a vision, and while I declared the vision, so I have a practice every time I preach. So I use songs for the assignment of memoria often.
Yeah.
I use that often a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I sing many times, apart from worshiping God with my sound. I want the people to be able to retain what I'm saying, because a word, a teaching you don't understand, a teaching you don't remember, you cannot obey. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
So oftentimes I weave out my sound for the assignment of memoria. So the synopsis of what I just taught, I turn it into the song. So that's the origin of many of the songs. So that day, I declared the word of the Lord, which was a vision the Lord gave. Then after declaring it, we were praying. Then I began to hear the lyrics from some of the things I said. Then I began to sing it out.
Awesome.
So, we just have to go to the studio, arrange it, and that's just it.
And it was still Afro. Apostle is...
Yeah, so what the reason why we did that is that, like I said, we know that there's a new generation here, and we weave out in the scripts where they can hear that word. So that was what we did.
And by the way, Apostle is also a sound shifter, because, if I ask his genre, he's an Afro-celestial minister.
Don't listen to Johnny Man.
Afro Celestial. So we are also having other works in the cooks, but there's one that you should be watching out for.
Yes, we need to tell them.
Apostle, we need to talk about it, because this song is hot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not going to expect it, because we have some piano in it. Piano is really, really groovy. But then, why that song? They'll find out from Apostle J, because we wondering why I'm using why. Why don't that just no. Let Apostle J, usher us in and do the honors.
If you want the story of that song, we'll be releasing it very soon. The title is Everywhere. I was praying for Night of Answer, which is a prophetic platform where I do online and prophesy and pray over people. So I was singing and singing a known song, and the song ended with Everywhere. So the word Everywhere just resonated deeply with me. Then I began to sing the chorus. Then that was the chorus of the song.
Yeah.
Then one day I felt like this song is powerful. Let me do a solo to it. Then I was basing, and the Lord gave me inspiration of the interpretation of the chorus. Then bam, we had a powerful song. And the same thing I said is what we are doing. We weave out the message. The message is the juice of the song.
Yeah.
Not just the melody, the message. So we weave out the message in a script that can resonate deeply with the new generation. That's why we use Amapiano. So I know some ministers look at me with one eye, this serious man of God, vibing, energetic. Yes, I'm sent to the new generation, to the emerging generation. So I cannot be out of touch. Are you getting me? I cannot be out of touch to them because there's no resonance. And it's also lack of wisdom if people do that. You must be able to resonate deeply with the generation that you are sent to, even in your appearance, in your look, in your sound, in your talk. It's that resonance that connects deeply with them. So I think that's what we are doing with our sound.
Awesome. And one last question before we go. Apostle, why am I piano? Why am I piano? Trust me, you love it. It's an awesome work, But then Apostle, why am I? What's really going on?
Now, I love the Amapiano energy because it's a little bit energetic.
Yeah,
I want something vibey. Now, I will say this because vibe has its own assignment, especially when you want to create a memorial with your sound. You want something that will go deep into their heart. So there you must get a melody that can enter their heart. So I want that song to get to places that the art places to be. I want the song to reach out to every corner, to every places. Even the older generation will love it because of the lyrics of the sound. But I prefer that genre for that song because it's energetic, it's vibey, and it's youthful. And I want the youth, the younger generation, to actually get the message. So that's why I chose that. Awesome. And you will love it.
Awesome. Yeah, you love it. You love it. You love it. Awesome. Before we go, Apostle J, so what should we be expecting? What should our audience be expecting on our next project?
Okay, we have a lot of songs apart from everywhere. A lot.
True.
So December is going to be busy with a song, hopefully by the grace of God. And January, we are releasing a song to open the year.
Yeah.
The title of the song is All Glory to Jesus. And there are other songs that are lining up.
Yes,
that will really bless you.
Yeah.
I think that's
Thank
all
you
I
very
have to
much.
say for now.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm sure you were really, really blessed by this edition. And anytime you're watching, drop in the comment section what you think, what you've learned. And if you like for us to talk about a particular conversation, or you like for us to give us feedback on what you loved about the podcast or about the edition, please do well to drop that in the comment section. We'll be there looking out for your comment. Apostle J, for the closing out remarks, please do us the honor, sir.
Okay, I just want to encourage people to give their feedbacks. Your feedbacks is, the last feedback we got is very, very encouraging.
Yeah.
It tells us that we are doing something that people are looking for. In fact, some people reached out to me personally that they love this and we need it more.
Also.
Because what this podcast is all about is bringing definition, interpretation, direction to the things that is springing forth in the realm of sound, particularly in the kingdom sphere, in the gospel sphere. And that is what this is all about. So we will appreciate your collaborative effort so that our conversation can be well-rounded.
Yeah.
If there's anything that we said that is not fully said or out of context, we will appreciate creative and constructive feedbacks.
Yeah.
Which is highly commendable.
Yeah.
And I also want to encourage you to subscribe to to our channel on Facebook, on YouTube, and on TikTok at The Melody Makers Podcast. Just search for The Melody Makers Podcast. On all social media platforms. I also want to encourage you, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Apostle Olajide Ogundano. I will also encourage you to follow our ministry channel. The name of our ministry is Global House of Destiny, but on social media platforms, search for Destiny Partners Network. Not Destiny Partner, Destiny Partners Network. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you very much for joining. See you on the next one. Bye.